Good morning to all of you. Okay, in this semester, that is semester number 3, we are going to see the paper number 2, that is advanced instrumental techniques. So in these techniques, we are going to see some of the important techniques for characterization of surfaces as well as in terms of electron or nucleus. Okay, so various techniques are there. So that say techniques are given in this whole paper. Okay, so this is useful for understanding the basic principle as well as some of the applications, important applications of these techniques in the day-to-day life experiments. Okay, so in these techniques we are going to see 4 units, that is spectral method 1, spectral method 2, spectral method 1, spectral method 2, then one is electroanalytical techniques, and last one is the miscellaneous techniques. Okay, so in spectral method 1 we are mainly concerning with the surface analysis. Okay, so various techniques that are useful for the characterization of surface are given in the unit number 1. In unit number 2 we are more sort of involved in the advanced technique, that is ESR techniques, Mossbauer spectroscopy or electron plasma sources. Okay, so atomic emission spectroscopy based on plasma and electrical discharge sources. So in third techniques we are going to use some traditional techniques that is based upon the current measurements. Okay, so that techniques are basically our what polarographic techniques. So that how we are going to classify the techniques or some sort of basic classification of older techniques and how they are improved in order to get some more accurate results. So by using these techniques we are mainly focusing on solutions which can conduct electricity. Okay, so that is our electroanalytical techniques, and the last techniques are our miscellaneous techniques, which will involve the chemiluminescence techniques, chirotropics, chiroptic methods, photoacoustic spectroscopy, and spectroelectrochemistry. Okay, so these are the some advanced techniques which are like independent of each other. So we are going to see one by one each and every unit. So today we are going to start with spectral methods. Okay, spectral methods. In these methods we are mainly dealing with the surface characterization techniques. Okay, so we are dealing mainly with the surface characterization techniques. So we have already seen that surface characterization techniques in semester 1. Okay, in semester 2 I guess. So in semester 2 we have studied various types of surface characterization techniques, that is SEM, TEM, scanning tunneling microscopy, or scan auger electron microscopy. Okay, so these techniques are basically useful for the characterization of surface. Characterization will involve what? Two types of things. One is your morphological, one is your what? Morphological, okay, so one involve the morphological aspects of the given substance, and some techniques might be useful for the topographical information. Okay, topographical information of the substance. So the techniques which will useful for the both of these morphological as well as topographical information are useful in surface characterization techniques. Okay, so in order to understand what are the various techniques, first of all we need to understand why we actually need to have the analysis of surface. Okay, so why it is necessary to first analyze our surface. Okay, so surface is basically our boundary between any two independent phases. Okay, so we have already known that phases are like solid, liquid, liquid, gas. Okay, so these are the different phases. So any surface or any boundary which separate these two phases is generally a surface. So surface is what? Interface between the two component of system with different composition. So surface will give you the change in the composition or properties of a system. Okay, so surface might be different. Okay, in case of like two different solids, if we consider two different solids, there we are going to find a definite boundary or definite separating uh, surfaces. Okay, so each solid has its own surface. If we consider two immiscible liquids, they are also like don't form the complete homogeneous solution. Okay, so there also we are having the some specific bounding surface which will separate the two liquids, so that is also a surface. Okay, so in the liquid we are going to like consider that surface tension, that phenomenon. So and in the solids we are going to have the surfaces which are having, okay, atoms on their surfaces. So why it is important to study the surfaces? So next point is the why it is, okay, why we need to study the surfaces. So mainly our focus is to study the surfaces because many of the properties of these surfaces are depends upon the various characteristics of surface. Okay, so what do you mean by this? Suppose if you want to have some material like semiconductor material, okay, so if we have like coated one normal n type or p type of materials, so if we are going to have the detailed knowledge of that surface, then we will be having better properties, as well as, okay, so mainly we are going to have the knowledge of their characteristics of surface. Now how we can apply that properties in the various disciplines of like basic applications or industrial application or some manufacturing process. Okay, surface analysis, which can also gives you the information about the chemical composition of surface, concentration of trace impurities, as well as the physical structure of your what are the elements or some how they are present on the surface, that also can be illustrated, which will useful for determining the properties of surfaces. Okay, and the most of the properties of solids are depends upon the surface. Okay, so if we have could able to like determine the contaminant or impurities present on the surface, we can certainly improve the properties of solids. Okay, so surface chemistry is again useful for some like nanomaterial techniques because most of the nanomaterials have single layers as such. Okay, so if we can derive the exact composition of surface, then it will be beneficial for reproducibility of that nanomaterials. Okay, so that is why we need to analyze the surfaces. Okay, so in this making these surfaces, various techniques are used. Okay, for making of these surfaces we are going to have some techniques which will be useful for characterization as well as their composition measurements. Okay, so what are the various techniques that we are going to use in the characterization of these surfaces? Okay, so basically these techniques will involve three types of methods. Okay, this technique will involve what? Three types of methods. In first step, what we have done, like we have seen all these things, okay, in the basics of in semester 2, we have all seen, all have already seen these things. Okay, so in first method we are going to do, just suppose this is our surface. Okay, and suppose this is our surface. Okay, so we are going to incident some primary beam. Okay, so primary beam may be any type, means of electron or radiation or some other ions. Okay, so we are going to incident some primary beam on the any part of this solids. Okay, so this means we can select any spot on the solids. Okay, so that might be here, 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 or here. Okay, so it depends upon the just what basic information we are going to require. So this is just the outlook of what basic information we can get from the solids. Okay, so in this we are going to incident one primary beam and then the secondary beam which are emitted. So this is our primary beam, so this is secondary. Okay, so that primary beam as well as secondary beam have the different properties. Okay, so we are going to analyze the properties of that secondary beam. Okay, and that spot means, okay, so where we can incident that a primary beam is chosen arbitrarily by using simple optical microscope. Okay, so that optical microscope that we usually find in the biological labs. Okay, so by using that also we can select the surface of our interest and we can simply incident the radiation upon the primary surface, and we are going to get the secondary radiation. Okay, so that we are going to study. So this is the first method. Okay, so in next method, that is second method, these are the method which we have continuously using. Okay, so extensively we have seen these methods in these types of methods. Okay, in these methods again we are going to have this surface. Suppose this is our surface. Okay, so this is suppose our surface. Okay, but here we are going to consider the two-dimensional surface. Okay, so here also we are going to have the primary beam. Okay, primary beam which can be of again electron. So primary beam which can be again electron or some radiations. Okay, some type of radiations or again some type of ion. Suppose A is my ion. Okay, so this type of primary incident radiations are going to incident on the this two-dimensional surface. Okay, now here we are going to have the two-dimensional surface. So this two-dimensional surface is scanned throughout the, okay, analysis. Means previously what we have done, only we are going to focus on the single point of the, in first method we are going to just incident a radiation on single point and we are going to analyze that point only. Means we are going to get information of that point only. But in second method we are going to do what, we are going to have the primary beam mainly focusing on, suppose at this point. So at this point we are going to have the focus of this primary beam. Okay, so once we have got the information of this point, then the analysis is further carried out along, suppose this x direction, means along this direction. So analysis will be carried out along this direction, means we are going to get the information about this whole line, means this whole line. Okay, so now next we are going to change some electric or some magnetic properties of that incident beam. Means we are going to see this. Okay, so just understand right now. Okay, this, so we are going to change somehow that direction of this incident beam in, okay, in some raster pattern. Okay, so what is mean by raster pattern? So raster pattern is something like we are going to analyze the surface by changing the coordinates of this incident beam. Okay, so we are going to change the coordinates of this incident beam and we are going to scan the whole surface. Like first we are going to scan this line, next in second step some of the variable will change along the other axis, that is suppose y axis. So again y axis will gives you the change in surface. So again we come to the backs, again we are going to change the y direction, again we are going to scan the whole surface along x direction. Okay, so in this pattern we are going to scan all the surface throughout the given surface. Okay, so in this method we are mainly focusing on what the surface morphological information. Okay, so this is the second type of techniques. Okay, so this we have already studied various types of techniques that are useful for the surface morphological okay, techniques. So that are our same term. Okay, that techniques are mainly doing that raster pattern scanning. Okay, So one another method is there, that is last method, that is third method is depth profiling. Okay, depth profiling. Depth profiling. Okay, so in depth profiling, what basically information we are going to need is how much that depth is there. Okay, so we have studied one technique, that is scanning tunneling microscopy. Okay, as well as one another technique is there, which is atomic force microscopy. Okay, so that two techniques are useful for depth profiling. So in the name itself we are suggesting like what, we are going to analyze the depth of that atomic surfaces. Okay, so in order to study this, suppose we are having the, this is the surface layer, here some atoms are space. Okay, so we are going to have some atoms which are placed on the surface of our solids. Okay, so if you want to know how that depth is there, means how they are separated, or what is the inter separation between the two atoms, or what is the radius of that atoms. Okay, so that are useful for determining the properties of solids, like catalyst properties or some conducting properties. Okay, so we are going to have that knowledge by using what, depth profiling techniques. So depth profiling techniques are mainly what, here we can have primary beam. Okay, so primary beam basically going to incident on these atomic layers. Okay, so when that atomic layers are in contact with some primary beam, so that will conduct either current. Okay, so the current, that is how much current is going to get uh, flow in the whole instrument, that is measured. Okay, so we are going to we have already seen this. Okay, in scanning tunneling microscopy we have already seen how that depth profiling is carried out. Okay, so this is how we are going to done with analysis by using various techniques. Okay, so basically three main types of techniques are what, first is primary beam directly incident on a spot, is that is we can say as zero dimensional. Okay, so primary beam is incident on a spot which is selected by what, optical microscope. So that will give you the idea about the surface morphology. Okay, in second methods we are having what, we are going to have the incident beam, that is primary beam, which is mainly focusing on the surface. Then we are scanning that surface in the raster pattern, means along x and y direction. Okay, and this last method, that is depth profiling, so we can say that this analysis is what, three-dimensional analysis. This analysis is three-dimensional analysis, because along with the xy pattern, means raster pattern, we are going to have the depth also, knowledge of depth of the surface. Okay, so this last method is depth profiling techniques. An example of these techniques are what, scanning tunneling microscopy, and one another method is atomic force microscopy, that is AFM. Okay, so we have not seen this in semester earlier semester, but this another method is there. Okay, so this is the various types of techniques that we are going to use for the analysis of surface. Okay, so already we have seen that some limitations are there for every techniques. There are some limitations. Okay, so what are that limitations or difficulties involved in the analysis of solids? Okay, so what are that limitations? Okay, so first basic important limitation is that if suppose we are going to analyze a solid surface which get contaminated by some other impurities, so obviously we are going to get the wrong results. Okay, because that target material is of not interest. Okay, so if we focusing a beam which is of on the surface which is contaminated, so we are going to get the wrong result. Okay, so that is, we have to eliminate that contaminations either by suitable changing the sample or selecting the sample in such a way that minimum impurities are there. Okay, so that we can eliminate. So another is the, like in atmosphere we are having what, oxygen as well as carbon. Okay, so that always reacts with your surface. So that means metal oxides or like reduction of metals also can be done by using carbons. Okay, so that will also your uh, in that will also affect your overall analysis. Okay, so how can we eliminate that? So basically we are going to need to have the high temperature analysis. Okay, so in that manner we can eliminate that gases and we are having the pure solid surface. But there also some limitations is there. Means suppose our temperature substance is um, like changes its properties at high temperature, so we are not going to like heat that substance. Okay, so we need to find out some another method in order to analyze that substance. Okay, so that also can be eliminated. Now another method is like we can like improper handling of solid surfaces. Suppose we have given the pure sample and if we have touched that surface by using our hand or some other chemicals. Okay, so that will also like contaminate the solid surface and the problems are going to increase. Okay, so composition of that given solid sample has to be maintained throughout the experiment. Okay, okay, so again if we have used the like a very drastic condition for the analysis, when it is very high temperature or some improper radiation exposure to the solid surface, there might be also some changes in the surface. Okay, that will alter the properties of given solid surface. Okay, so depending upon the various types of methods we have to use the proper method for the analysis of given surface. So again there are some difficulties like if the solid surface is non-conducting, then what actually we can do for this? We can simply coat this that non-conducting surface by some conducting material and then we can analyze that substance. Okay, so these are the some basic idea about surface. Okay, so in next lecture we are already going to see that previous techniques like SAM, TEM, STM or ISCA. Okay, so these techniques we have already seen, but we are going to revise these techniques again. Okay,